This kitchen is in an 1889 farmhouse. It's a Victorian. And when this house was bought, it's my house. When I bought this house, I knew that I had to redo the kitchen. It was closed up and separate from the rest of the house. Today's lifestyle, we spend a lot of time in our kitchen. It's really the center of the home. So how I knew when I came in, I had my vision, I knew I was going to open it up, really make it accessible to the rest of the home, and really make it the heart of the home where we're still enjoying the whole main floor. By opening up spaces, it allowed me to put a nice big island here. Well, big for the space. I get 2 chairs, and then I have another stool that can be brought in for the end here, but it gave me a wonderful workspace as well as a gathering space. Not much changed in this kitchen. Besides that, this whole wall is exactly as it was when I purchased the house, but completely updated. The bay window has always been there, and I had the dishwasher put in and a new stove. Obviously, everything is backsplash, countertop, hardware, cabinetry, lighting, the flooring. Because I opened up the kitchen to the other rooms of the house, I wanted it to flow seamlessly. And I took the hardwood flooring that was in the other rooms and I continued it through here, through the kitchen, and I also opened it up to the back entry. So behind me was a doorway with doors on it that went into what was previously the dining room. I opened this up to the max, and that allows us to have a great view out to the front of the house. So we're feeling connected to what's happening outside, what's happening on the street, as well as what's happening in my now living room. This wall here, this used to be a fireplace. From the old kitchen, there's a central fireplace. There was a fireplace in the kitchen. There is a fireplace in my parlor, and there's a fireplace in my living room. There's two. One is a gas fireplace, and one is a wood fireplace. This one was closed up with the previous owners, and I made a floor-to-ceiling pantry. So this is not really deep, but it holds a lot of my dishes. It holds pantry items. It holds small appliances underneath. It really is a massive storage unit. And I broke it in half by putting a little shelf here. I don't really work on this shelf, but it's great for pulling up my appliances. And when I have a party, this is my bar. All my bar stuff sits here. I really utilized this center here and bringing it together with one chandelier over the island. So this is a retro custom chandelier. And by just using one, even though it has 3 pieces, 3 lights on it, it gives it a bigger feeling in the kitchen rather than separate pendants, which is the trend, is to do 2 pendants, etc. But I want this to be a sculptural piece where your eye goes to, and it really brings the whole kit together. I stand around here all the time with my friends, with my family, even though my dining room is right next door. I'll just end up sitting here and eating. This wall was closed up, but when we went to open it during construction, it turned out there was a door here. I completely opened it and made it accessible into a dining room right here. So really easy from my kitchen to my dining room. It really brought these 2 rooms together, and it makes it really easy for entertaining because my kitchen is right here and there's a great flow between the 2 spaces. I love this kitchen. I love the color I brought in it, and I love the pattern with the backsplash. These are some of the things that I love to bring into my home because I love color. You could do the same kind of kitchen and tone it down by using neutrals. Very easy to do. The key in doing any space is creating the maximal functional aspects of it and then adding on all those beautiful details to create your own personalized space. I'm talking now about my dining room parlor. I like to call it my parlor. Originally in this home, it was blocked off and I've opened it up to the kitchen as I explained. And I put my dining room right here. So having this nice big open alleyway into the kitchen creates a much bigger space of this home. Part of the reason I put my dining room here is because I added this whole, I redid this. There was a wall unit here before, but I added a whole wall unit because I am one of your crazy collectors. I collect lusterware, which is a 1940s China product. A lot of hand painted pieces. I fell in love with this 40 years ago when I saw it, and I started collecting piece by piece, garage sales, estate sales, and now you can see I need a place to display it. So this allows me to have my beautiful china set as well as lots of additional storage. I use one of the open space at the end here for my liquor and make it like a bar. So it's very easily accessible to the kitchen. I love the chandelier here. This chandelier is a surprise. It looks plain and simple, but when you get underneath and you see the garden that's inside, it really is a wonderful piece to be sitting around at the table. And it reminds me of being around a fire where everybody's gathered around the fire, and so you really, when you sit down at this table, you really feel like you're gathered around, and there's this beautiful light that's embracing everybody. It makes for a wonderful evening. This is quite a large, long room, and I didn't want to make the whole thing a dining room, so I split it in half actually into about 3 spaces. The next section is a seating section in front of my wood-burning fireplace, and this is what I call my parlor. Now, these pieces are very easy to move around. So during the party or when we have a fire, they can easily be pulled up, pushed around, moved, and manipulated to allow a really good flow. Or we open up to the dining table and people can have conversations between the dining table and the parlor. I just love this space, especially in the winter. It's so cozy and warm. And I had to leave room for my grand piano. Now, I don't practice as much as I used to, but I cannot give up my piano. So it's my little piece that gets to rest over here. She's an old piano. But the curves of the piano, it's a sculptural piece in many ways, and it just creates 3 wonderfully connected spaces in this rather long but narrow space. So this was originally the main living space, and I've taken that away and made it into the dining and a small parlor, music parlor area. The nice thing about the parlor is that there is a side door that leads out to the porch that runs straight out to the front. I have a large front porch, which is traditional on a Victorian. So this is a great little access spot rather than going to the front door. And then besides my piano, I have one of the first real pieces of furniture that I purchased. This is a grandfather's Tiffany & Company grandfather clock. When I had no money, I went to an auction and I was supposed to buy all the furniture for the apartment. And I saw this clock and bid on it and spent all my money on the clock, and I had no money for furniture. But it's come with me because she's so beautiful. I just recently had her refurbished. She chimes on the half hour. She's a grandmother. Well, I guess it's a grandfather clock, but she is really a beautiful piece to have in my music parlor.